Marty and Avrum, the food guys. We are back. These last few shows have probably been the most important shows we've ever done. And I think you're going to be touched and moved by them. I am. We're here with Teresa Greco. The subject is so important. It's important that you share it with others and really watch the whole series. I shared some stuff with you, some information that I can't believe that I shared it because, you know, those dark secrets that you keep hidden because they're so dark that you don't want to share them with anybody, especially things that you've done in your life. You said that it's good that I share them. Even though now I'm like, sometimes you think, why did I share that with so many people? I guess because I'm at a place where I'm trying to forgive myself. You continuously want to forgive yourself. You were saying it was important.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give so much gratitude and appreciation for everything that you shared, because it's hard to be vulnerable. It really is. And you doing it in this public forum or this space that, it's the internet, that I really wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your heart with us, because that's really what you're sharing. And that when we're able to talk about it, I've known for my own healing process that I also was in a dark place. I also felt that if I died, nobody would care.
That's right.
Lonely. People would just, continue on living.
Yeah.
I believe my children would have cared, but I didn't believe anyone else loved me. I didn't believe my parents did, my family, nothing, because I was also in that dark place.
Yes.
And that we tell ourselves stories too that perpetuate us being in that dark place, telling myself, no one really loves me, nobody really cares.
That's right.
That wasn't true.
Right.
It was all lies that I was telling myself that was keeping me in that really dark place.
You validate that, and it shouldn't be validated.
No, because they were all lies.
They
were all lies. And that part of my healing process has been being able to talk about it. It wasn't even that long ago that even me saying what I just shared with you would bring me to tears.
Really?
But the more you talk about it, it actually liberates you.
It does.
From those shadows, right? That the more we look at them, but I want people to know that when you face those dark shadows, that your spiritual self is loving you in the process. That when situations trigger a little thorn, so all of those little traumatic, I'm not going to say little, those traumatic experiences leave like little thorns inside of us. And that the universe will work it in such a way that you'll have an interaction with someone and that little thorn will just be like, and you're like,
It hurts for a minute,
Yes, right? And you got triggered there. And the universe is like, okay, there's something there that needs healing, and it's coming up for healing. And so we need to look at those dark moments and be able to do some of this forgiveness and this healing work, because that's what it really is.
But you've forgiven yourself.
Yes, forgiven myself and others too.
If you could talk to that person, that child back there, maybe I don't know when the unhappiness started, what would you tell that person?
It is like, that you're loved. A lot of it is like those moments when we feel like we weren't loved, like you, that when you couldn't come out of that ambulance.
Yes.
Or you felt like also your father wasn't loving you.
Yes.
I also felt that my parents loved my sister more than they loved me.
This is hard to do.
But it's our interpretation, our perspective of the world. So we see the world through our own personal lens. That's 99% our own perspective and 1% as it actually is.
Right.
So me and you could look at this glass and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty tall glass. You're like, no, that's not actually that tall. And I'm like,
different.
What do you mean? Like it's pretty
slender,
tall.
it's clean.
Yeah. And so me and you are both looking at that. 1% is how this glass actually is, but 99% is my perception of that, which is based on my experience, my background, my knowledge, and some other factors go into the way I'm seeing this.
Yes.
And you're going to see it from your personal lens.
Right.
So understanding that every situation is like that. We are all seeing it through a different perspective. And that's why sometimes it's difficult to even come to an agreement with someone else. Yes, because we're all coming at it from our personal
You've
perspective.
done so much to get where you are, and the path that you constantly searching for knowledge and reaching out and helping people. What you've turned is, this dark cloud, as you talk about clouds, into this amazing cloud, this, with angels hanging around you. But it sounds like you've looked inside yourself so much that it's not just about yourself. It's how do I take this and give it to the world? And then now, like you said, it just spreads. Is that what you feel you do?
And I feel like it's all part of our purpose here.
Right.
I think part of our purpose is discovering who we really are, is peeling back the layers of things that we've accumulated, those layers that we've accumulated over the living of our life, that programming, that conditioning, all of that is almost like covered, like layers of an onion. That in the very core of that is our true and authentic self.
Right.
And now we need to peel back all those layers to discover that.
Yeah.
But in the process, we're discovering more about who we really are by removing those layers. And what about if life, every moment, is showing us more about who that is? Through whatever opportunity. So I know that our conversations here, last week's and this week's, is just helping us to discover more about
It's painful.
who we are.
It's painful, but it's also joyful.
Yes.
What if you take the layers of the onion off and underneath is rot or disease? Or what do? You're taking those covers off from the onion. What do you do if it's not what you expect it to be?
You know what it really is,
What?
Marty? It is that love, peace, and happiness. That's what's at the core. It is never rot. It is. We think that that's maybe what we will find. We will never find that.
Wow.
It is that diamond that needed to be kind of chiseled off.
Right.
It's like the sculpture that's hidden in the marble.
Right.
It's that when you chisel away and you peel back the layers, then you discover the diamond underneath, or that sculpture underneath. It was always there, but you needed to chip away all of the layers to discover it. It is that. It is beautiful and magnificent and extraordinary and perfect, exactly the way it is. And that's why doing the work is so important, because you can chip away to discover that inside yourself, the gem that was always there. And discovering that is the truth.
You're so full of wisdom. It's real life, and it's also, when you sit and think about it, it's basic survival, basic living, forgiveness, all those things, but looking deeper inside yourself. I think we go to a certain area and we don't look, we're afraid to go deeper. Yeah. Like you said, maybe there is a little piece of rot on the onion, but underneath is the gem. We've really enjoyed Teresa. We want you to watch the series. It touches on a lot of things, and it'll give you some hope and some way of seeing clearer through your path.